He was in front of me at the cafe, gray coat, hands trembling slightly as he reached for his wallet. I remember the faint smell of smoke on his sleeve. I offered to pay for his coffee, just an impulse, a human gesture after weeks of mechanical living. He turned to me, eyes hollow. "You lost someone," he said. Not a question, a statement. I didn't answer. At the counter, he slipped a small white card into my palm like it was a secret. His voice dropped to a whisper. "Your wife killed your son. I saw it with my damn eyes. Call me tonight." And then he was gone. The world didn't spin or shatter, it just tilted. A slow, nauseating tilt that made my breath falter. I stood there, coffee untouched, staring at the card. A name, a number, a truth I didn't want but could no longer ignore. Outside, the sky broke into rain. Inside, something colder began to fall. Grief makes you slow, numb. You start accepting pain like background noise. But suspicion? Suspicion wakes you up. That night, I watched her, my wife. Her reflection flickered on the TV screen, her face too composed, too rehearsed. She laughed when I didn't speak. "You're quiet again." I wanted to ask, "What did you do?" Instead I asked, "Do you miss him?" She looked at me then, steady, calm. Every second. Her lie was beautiful, seamless. When she went to bed, I stood in the hallway, watching the light under our son's door. The police said accidental overdose. He'd been depressed, they said. Teenagers hide things, pills, secrets, pain. But my son never hid anything from me, except maybe the truth about her. I called the number. The man's voice was strained, scared. He told me he'd seen her arguing with my son outside the pharmacy 2 days before he died, that she'd shoved a prescription bag into her purse, that later that night he saw her at the trash bins, dumping bottles, gloves, something wrapped in paper. He didn't go to the police because she looked like she could ruin a man's life with one phone call. I didn't speak for a long time. Then I said, "Tell me exactly what you saw." The next morning, I requested access to the toxicology report through a contact at the department. There were inconsistencies, levels too high for self-administration. I traced the prescription to her clinic. She'd signed off on the medication. A sedative, one he'd never been prescribed. Every night after, I replayed her laughter, her comfort, her tears at the funeral. I studied them like evidence. She'd grieved perfectly, not a note off-key. And every time she said, "I miss him," I wanted to ask, "Do you miss watching him die?" But I waited. Patience became my weapon. It came on a Thursday, an envelope on my desk. The final lab confirmation. Foreign compounds mixed into his drink, traced to her practice. The poison wasn't meant to kill quickly. It mimicked depression, fatigue, despair. Her signature was right there, clinical, clean, final. That evening, I set dinner as usual. She poured wine, talked about work, about the world continuing without him. I handed her the report. She frowned. "What's this?" I said nothing. She read. Her breath hitched. Then silence, long and thick. Her hands trembled as she whispered, "You don't understand." But I did. I'd understood the night I saw her smile at the funeral. The one moment she thought no one was watching. It wasn't grief. It was relief. I told her I'd already made copies. One was at the precinct, another with my lawyer. She tried to cry. I watched, detached, as the performance faltered. "What do you want from me?" she asked. I poured my wine slowly. "Nothing. I just wanted you to know I know." Her face broke, eyes wide, mouth trembling, trying to hold the mask together. I stood up, reached for my coat. "You can finish the bottle," I said quietly. "You'll need it." As I walked out, I heard the glass hit the floor. The sound wasn't loud, just final. It's strange how quiet the world becomes once the truth is no longer hiding. I didn't feel triumph or rage, just an absence, like a wound cauterized too quickly to bleed. The stranger who gave me the card never answered again. Maybe he didn't exist beyond that moment. Maybe he was just the voice the universe used to whisper what I already knew. I visit my son's grave once a week. The ground feels colder each time. I leave no flowers, just silence. Because silence was what killed him, and now it's what keeps her alive. Every day, alone, surrounded by the echoes of the life she destroyed. She wanted control. I gave her eternity instead. And when I finally walked away from that house, I didn't look back. I didn't need to. Some truths follow you forever. This one walks beside me. Quiet, faithful, cold.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.